Now, there's an internal power struggle inside of one of the world's biggest globalist organizations, and it has left a massive fingerprint on institutions around the world. It has bragged openly about penetrating governments. Of course, this was recently led by the ringleader and founder himself, Klaus Schwab. Well, now we have a chilling report about Schwab and his intentions, and it just comes via the Wall Street Journal, and it is raising a lot of eyebrows. Now, we have the new Dr. Evil movie coming out. That's right, Austin Powers. And if there was ever a villain that was typecast for that movie, it is Klaus Schwab. And he looks like a Bond villain. He is someone who is quite creepy, to say the very least. And the 88-year-old former leader of the World Economic Forum, well, he has his sights set on returning to power. And in this Wall Street Journal report, it says that he is threatening trustees and he wants to get back into the driver's seat of the World Economic Forum. And now the globalist organization at Davos, it is internally divided. That's because Schwab likely has the dirt on a lot of them, and he might be threatening them one way or another. In fact, that's how a lot of these globalist elites roll. And they get the dirt on their enemies, and they blackmail them into doing their bidding. And that is leveraging public relations, in some cases, the criminal justice system. And as long as they do their bidding, it seems like a lot of these alleged crimes are brushed under the carpet. You have to really wonder about this seedy cabal that has wormed its way into a lot of our institutions in the West. And they're undermining democracy. They're threatening free speech. They're allowing criminals to run amok. They're quite frankly Bolsheviks in a lot of regards. So the World Economic Forum, well, it has been a little bit under the radar. It has been undertaking a makeover, but Schwab wants to return to power, and I think that this becomes, again, the poster child and a target for negative public relations, and I think that was one of the reasons that Schwab was removed. Allegedly, it was over a lot of concerns about his finances, but I believe it was just a matter of political expediency. And just like communism supposedly went away with the Soviet Union, well, it has lied low, and it has resurfaced in the United States under a different name, in this case, democracy. That's right, the Democratic Party, they are filled with socialists now, in some ways led by them. You look at Zohran Mamdani, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, even Graham Plattner, if he leaves the race up in Maine, and they do another Hillary slash Bernie Sanders switcheroo up there, or Biden with Kamala Harris. They are an anti-democratic party. They are really a party apparatus for socialists at this point. And so they have aligned themselves with globalists like the World Economic Forum. And so they've been heavily compromised. And I think the report that just came out about Mitch McConnell and his wife Elaine Chao, who's a former transportation secretary and also the heiress to a shipping magnate in China. Well, apparently she left her husband in the hospital and went to meet with CCP leaders overseas. So I think this also raises disturbing questions about globalist puppet masters and who are they controlling? Who are they blackmailing? What are they doing to influence our politics? Because it is very anti-democratic. And the tip of the spear in some ways has been the World Economic Forum, and Schwab wants to return to lead that organization. In some ways, in my humble opinion, that would be a positive thing because he has been villainized in some ways, and I think that it would get a lot of people's attention if he went back to the World Economic Forum and they would realize, well, they're a very sinister organization, and he is the perfect figurehead for that. So weigh in with your own thoughts about this story.